Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today is a wild one, guys. We have so much to unpack, and honestly, I am still trying to process the absolute madness that just went down on our screens. Grab a coffee, or maybe something stronger, because we are diving deep into the latest Los Angeles disaster. Let's get right into it. So, Spencer wakes up at the beach house, and it is not a good morning. The guy has a massive, pounding headache. He is completely blackout drunk from the night before. We all saw him spiraling after the whole disaster at the bikini bar where he accidentally punched Eric. He was drinking heavily, and we knew nothing good was going to come from it. But this is a nightmare. Will opens his eyes, and his memory is just a black hole, complete emptiness. He has no idea what happened, what he did, or how the night ended, and then he sees her. Melissa Dillon? Dillon is sitting there in the beach house, and she is crying. Not just a few tears, but full-on, hysterical sobbing. Will is confused, obviously. He is trying to rub the sleep and the alcohol out of his eyes, trying to piece together the puzzle of the night. But before he can even form a sentence, Dillon drops the absolute heaviest bomb you can drop on a person. She accuses him of forcing himself on her. She tells him that while he was blackout drunk, he crossed the line. She accuses him of rape. Just let that sink in for a second. The accusation alone is enough to stop your heart. Will is absolutely horrified. He is staring at her, his face completely pale, and he is paralyzed. He cannot remember a single thing, and that is the most terrifying part for him. Because he doesn't remember, he can't even defend himself properly. He is just stammering, trying to tell her that he would never do something like that he is not that kind of guy. But Dillon is just sobbing harder. She threatens him right then and there. She tells him she is going to call the police if he doesn't take responsibility for her life. What does that even mean? Take responsibility for her life? Does she want a ring? Does she want money? Does she want him to just be tied to her forever? It is so manipulative. And you know, part of me feels sick for him, but then another part of me is screaming at the screen because we know the truth. Because the writers actually let us in on a little secret. Dillon is faking it. She is completely, 100% faking the entire thing. The assault never happened. Will just passed out. But Dillon is a master manipulator. She has been waiting for an opportunity to lock Will down, to get him away from Elektra, to insert herself into the Spencer fortune. Or maybe she's just completely unhinged. Honestly, crazy must run in her family because her cousin is Remy Price, and we all know the stunts he has pulled. But Dillon takes it to a whole new level. She hasn't just made up a story. She has actually secretly prepared fake forensic evidence. Yes, you heard me right. Fake evidence. She has planted things, maybe bruised herself, maybe set up the scene to look exactly like a struggle happened. She is building a legal trap that Will cannot escape from. It is cold. It is calculating. It is just dark, you guys. It is really dark. And it makes my stomach turn to watch her sit there and cry crocodile tears while she is actively trying to destroy a young man's life just to get what she wants. Okay, maybe I'm being too harsh. No, I am not being too harsh. Faking an assault is the lowest of the low. It ruins real victims' credibility and it destroys innocent lives. What were the writers thinking going down this route? It is such a heavy storyline, and it is going to make the fans on social media absolutely lose their minds. The backlash is going to be insane. But I guess that is what they want. They want us talking. And, well, here we are, talking about it. So, the news obviously does not stay in the beach house. Will is panicking. He calls the one person who can fix things, his mother. Katie Logan gets the call, and she completely breaks down. Katie is already hanging by a thread. Guys, she just got disowned by her sister Brooke. She is trying to launch Logan Creations. She is terrified that Will is going to get arrested for punching Eric. And now this. Katie is absolutely devastated. Her son is being accused of a horrific crime. Katie goes into full Mama Bear mode, but she also goes into full Spencer mode. Because when you are a Spencer, or when you are married to one for as long as she was, you think money can solve everything. Katie is desperate. She doesn't know what really happened, but she knows she has to protect her boy, so she arranges a meeting with Dylan. And this scene is just painful to watch. Katie is sitting there, looking like she hasn't slept in a year. She is trying to keep it together. She offers Dylan money, a lot of money. She basically tries to buy Dylan's silence to settle the whole thing out of court before the police ever get involved. Katie is practically begging. She is throwing her morals out the window just to save Will from going to prison. And honestly, it is hard to judge her. If you thought your kid was going to jail for something they don't even remember doing, what would you do? You would do anything. But Dylan is playing the game of her life. She looks at Katie, looks at the money, and she refuses it. She flat out rejects the payoff. Dylan looks Katie dead in the eye and says she doesn't want her money. She says she only wants justice. Justice. Give me a break. She wants to watch Will squirm. She wants to hold all the power. By refusing the money, Dylan makes herself look like the perfect, incorruptible victim. And she makes Katie look like a corrupt, wealthy elitist trying to cover up a crime. It is a brilliant move on Dylan's part, I have to admit. Evil, but brilliant. Katie is left completely shattered. She realizes that money is not going to make this go away. Dylan is out for blood, and Will is standing right in the crosshairs. And of course, in this town, secrets do not stay secret for long. The rumors start swirling, and the news finally reaches the Forrester mansion. Ridge and Steffy find out about the accusation. And let me tell you, the reaction from Ridge is exactly what you would expect. And it makes me want to throw my remote at the TV. Ridge is furious, yes, but he is also incredibly smug. He is acting like this validates every single terrible thing he has ever said about Will. Ridge has been calling Will a monster ever since the bikini bar fight. And now Ridge is parading around, acting like he is the king of morality. The king of morality. Ridge Forrester, the man who has punched people, the man who has lied, the man who has bounced between women for decades, is standing there judging a kid. Ridge immediately uses this accusation to paint the entire Spencer family with the same brush. He calls them depraved. He says this is what happens when you are raised by Bill Spencer. Ridge is demanding that Will be thrown in jail immediately. No trial, no benefit of the doubt, just lock him up and throw away the key. And Steffy is right there beside him. Steffy is jumping on the bandwagon so fast it would make your head spin. Steffy is already at war with Hope and the Logans over the fashion house drama. So any ammunition she can get against the Spencer and Logan alliance, she's going to use. Steffy is demanding justice. She is acting disgusted, calling Will a predator. And it is just so hypocritical. Let's be real here. Steffy has kept secrets. Steffy has done terrible things in her past, but the second a Spencer messes up, she is ready to build the gallows. Steffy and Ridge are using this horrific accusation not because they care about Dylan. They do not care about Melissa Dylan at all. They are using this to win a corporate and family war. They want to destroy Logan Creations. They want to destroy Katie, and seeing Will go to prison is just the cherry on top for them. It makes you wonder who actually believes this is going to end well. Will is in a trap. He has no memory. He has fake evidence stacked against him. He has a girl who is willing to lie to the police. And he has the most powerful family in Los Angeles actively campaigning for his arrest. The kid is doomed. I keep thinking about how Will must be feeling right now. He was already depressed. He lost Elektra. Elektra threw her necklace at him and walked out because he was violent. Now, what is Elektra going to think when she hears this? She is going to think she dodged a massive bullet. She is going to think Will is a monster, and RJ. RJ is probably popping champagne somewhere. RJ manipulated that whole bar fight to make Will look bad, and now Will is going down for something even worse. RJ gets to play the hero, comforting Elektra, while Will is facing a prison sentence. It is a classic, bold, and beautiful setup. Destroy one character to prop up another. The writers are completely tearing Will down. And I just don't know how he comes back from this. Even when the truth comes out, and it always does eventually in soaps, the damage is going to be done. The stigma of an accusation like this doesn't just wash off. People will always look at him differently. And what about Dylan? How is she going to get caught? Because she has to get caught. You can't just have a character fake an assault and get away with it. That would be a terrible message to send. Will someone find the fake evidence kit? Will Remy find out what his cousin is doing and expose her? Remy is trying to win Deke back. Maybe he uses this information as leverage. Or maybe Deacon finds out. Deacon runs the bikini bar. He knows these kids. Maybe he sees something or hears something. But right now, Dylan is holding all the cards. She is sitting pretty, playing the traumatized victim, while Will is losing his mind, and Katie is losing her mind. Katie has a heart condition. You guys! She has had a heart transplant. She does not need this kind of stress. I am honestly worried that Katie is going to have a medical emergency because of all this. She just lost her sister, her business is under attack by the Forresters, and now her son is facing jail time. Katie is carrying the weight of the world on her shoulders right now. Where is Bill in all this? Bill Spencer usually handles these things with threats and intimidation. If Bill finds out Dylan is faking it, he might just make her disappear. And honestly, part of me wouldn't even blame him at this point. Okay, that sounded dramatic, but you get what I mean. Dylan is playing a very dangerous game. She is messing with the Spencers. You do not mess with Bill Spencer's son and expect to walk away clean. But Dylan seems to think she is untouchable right now because of the nature of the accusation. She is hiding behind a very serious issue, using it as a shield and a weapon. And the flow of this whole storyline is just... it is a lot. It feels a bit clunky in places. Like, Dylan was just pining after RJ not that long ago. Then she suddenly pivots to Will, and now she is framing him for a major felony. It is a huge leap for her character. It feels like a first draft of a script that they just rushed to the screen for shock value. But I guess it worked, because I am sitting here writing this massive rant about it. I just keep going back to that scene in the beach house. The lighting was probably all moody and dark. Will holding his head, Dylan crying. The sheer panic in his eyes when he realizes he can't remember. That is psychological torture. To be told you did something horrific, and you have no memory to prove otherwise. You start to doubt yourself. Will is probably sitting there right now thinking, did I do it? Am I a monster because he knows he has a temper? He knows he punched Eric. So in his messed up, hungover brain, he might actually start to believe Dylan's lies. And that is the saddest part of all. So what happens next? Does Will get arrested today? Does Chief Baker show up with handcuffs? I can already see the scene. Will being led out of the beach house in cuffs, while Ridge and Steffy watch with smug satisfaction on the news. Katie crying in the background. It is going to be a heavy week of episodes. I am tired, guys. I have been covering this show for a while, and sometimes these storylines just drain the life out of you. But I still care. I care about Katie. I care about Will getting a fair shake. I even care about seeing the Forresters get knocked off their high horse eventually. Because Ridge and Steffy are being insufferable right now. We will have to see how this plays out. Will Dylan slip up? Will Katie find proof? Will Bill take matters into his own hands? We are in for a long, bumpy ride with this one. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Are you as outraged by Dylan as I am? Are you sick of Ridge's hypocrisy? Let's talk about it.